Children, we are going to see about the next poem, The School Boy. Now, this poem is a very interesting poem about a school boy who doesn't likes to go to school, but he likes to enjoy nature outside. That is the poem about, and it is written about, by the great poet William Blake. Now, first, let me tell you about William Blake. William Blake was an English poet, painter, and printmaker. Largely unrecognized during his lifetime, Blake is now considered as a seminal figure in the history of poetry. Seminal, great figure in the history of poetry and visual arts of the Romantic age. Children, we are going to see about the next poem, The School Boy. Now we'll get into the poem in the text. So I told you about the poet William Blake. Now introduction I'll give you. In this poem, a schoolboy is speaking. That's how he has written. And he is an unhappy child because his childhood is crushed in the name of learning and teaching. He's talking about a morning happiness in the first paragraph. That is, he feels the pleasant trees and birds when he opens his eyes in the morning, and then he hears the distant hunter's voice. He is blowing his horn, and then he wants to fly like the skylark bird, and he is loving nature. Suddenly, in this next paragraph, the poet has expressed this pleasant morning turns into unhappy morning. That is because he thinks of his school life, and he's getting tired of thinking itself. He's getting tired that he has to live in the school. So neither the books nor the teacher lecture interest him in school. Then he talks about his childhood. He's saying a childhood is like a happy bird flying in the sky. Suddenly, what happens if when you catch this bird and put in the cage, its wings are broken, and how it can be a happy one inside the cage. Next, about the parents. He's saying the parents should understand their fault. That is, they are depriving, keeping the child away from its original happiness. So, depriving the world of spring means here two comparisons are made by the poet. One is he compares the childhood of the child to a summer beautiful spring season, and the next one he is comparing to the winter season, where he is winter season where what he will do is in the winter his school life, the days in school, the hours in school are compared to unpleasant winter season. And here the summer of joy is in the absence of a happy childhood we shall have, sorry, we shall have winter or sorrow. So the summer heat of joy will never be there. Now I'm getting into the poem. Now, the schoolboy in the poem is not a happy child. What makes him unhappy? Why does he why does he compares himself to a bird that lives in a cage or a plant? What withers when it should blossom? That withers when it should blossom. So see here, I love to rise in the summer morning means the boy is happy to wake up in the early morning in the summer morning when the birds sing on every tree. The birds are singing on every tree, and the distant huntsman winds his horn. So, huntsman means hunter, winds means blowing, his horn means making sound with the instrument. And the skylark sings with me, the bird, the skylark is singing with him. Oh, what sweet company! It's an attractive company, he's saying. The skylark is an attractive company. But to go to school in a summer morning, oh, it drives all joy away. So it destroys all the happiness of the child. Under a cruel eye outworn. So unfeeling. Cruel means unfeeling eyes. The eyes are not pleasant anymore when he thinks of going to school. Outworn means exhausted, getting tired by the feeling of schooling. So the little one spend the day. He spends the day in sighing and dismay. Sighing means mourning. So when somebody dies, only you'll mourn. Here, this child is be mourning for his school life. And dismay means disappointment. Ha! Then at times drooping sit. So he's putting his head down because of tiredness, and he is sitting in the class. And spend many an anxious hour means he's spending anxious here doesn't mean happiness or interest, but it means worried. So he's much worried of in sitting in the class hour after hour. Nor in my book can I take delight. Even in his book, he's not getting any happiness, nor sit in learning's bower. So I don't even the books are not giving any happiness, nor the lecture of the teachers are giving. Bower means arbor. Now, one expressed through with the dreary shower. Dreary is cheerless. Shower means shouting of the words. So, shouting of the words, showering of the words by the lecturer, that is also not delighting him, nor the book is delighting him. How can the bird that is born of joy? So, a bird which God has created to fly happily in the sky, now sit in a cage and sing. It cannot be caged and it cannot be made sing. So that's how the child is inside the school. So how can a child when fears annoy? So when fear is filling him, annoy means bothering him, but droop his tender wings, hang down his tender soft wings, and forget his youthful spring. How can a child he forget his tender beautiful wings, and sorrow filled he can sit inside the class forgetting his young beautiful charms which he has to let open in the air and fly like the skylark. Oh, father and mother, it buds are nipped. So they are saying, oh, father and mother, you are taking a plant and plucking away its flowers, then how the spring season will look beautiful. That is the expression used. That is saying, if buds means shoots are nipped means plucked, and blossoms blown away means taken away by the wind. And if the tender plant are striped, tender, delicate. Plants are striped means they are deprived, means they are plucked away of their joy in the springing day, early morning, and by sorrow and cares dismay, disheartening. So when you see all flowerless, fruitless trees and plants, we don't get a beautiful sight. We don't feel happy. Like that, the child is asking the father and mother, how can you pluck me all my joy and freedom? Like how the plant is deprived of its fruits and flowers and make me sit disheartened in this school. So how shall the summer arise in joy? If a plant is stripped of everything, how the spring season will be beautiful with joy, or the summer fruits appear, or the summer fruit will appear. So it is a beautiful poem about the feeling of a young child, a schoolboy, and how he is feeling a school to be. Okay, so even school can make merriment, that depends upon your heart and mind. So that's the poem.